Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today we are going to be doing a card, and this is for a friend of mine called Sandy. We went to a craft show. I think I was telling you about it the other day, and we went to the Cardio stand, Cardio, C-A-R-D-I-O, and she bought this little stamp set because they were doing a wreath thing with it, and I said I had the stamp set, so I thought I would make the card. So it's for her, but obviously for everybody as well. So this little stamp has a little branch, and then there's a tiny little leaf, a butterfly and a couple of flowers, and that's it. But that's all you need. So I need to, let me just get a block out. Here we go. So I need the branch on to start off with. And what I've done is I have already got my card base, and I've got my mat, and I've got my card to go on top. 1/4 of an inch mat. I'm doing a square card. This is the mat, that is 5.5, that's 5 1/4, so the actual card is about 5 3/4. So let's put that to one side. We don't need all of that, we just need this piece. So the first thing we need to do is to make our branches. So I have got a dark, this is soft suede I think, so I want a dark one for the branches. So I'm inking it up, and I'm literally going to put it up at the top like that, turn it round, put one down at the bottom here, turn it round to the side, put one there, and turn it round to the other side and put one there. Now that gives me my circle shape. So what I'm going to do now is to put one in between, and I'm just going to do one off. So first generation, second generation, because it just gives a little bit of extra detail. So first generation, second generation, first generation, second generation. Okay, so you can see from there that we've got just some lovely variation of it, and I could actually get one down in on here, I think, in between. So that'll be a third generation, just to give just like a little hint coming through, because we don't want too much in there. Okay, so that's that piece. I will clean them all off at the end. So now we're going to put some little leaves on the end. So little leaves, I've got 2 different colours of green, a dark green and a lighter green. So I'm going to start with the lighter green, I think, and I'm going to take this tiny weeny little leaf, and these are just, because they're so small, they give really good detail in on there. So you can see how tiny it is. I'm just going to put that in like that. I want it that way around. Let's just pop that in on there. Press that down. And then I can put this in, need it that way around, and I'm just going to put it in on the end of some of the branches. And you can see I'm doing a first generation and a second generation, because that gives you different colours. So you get a light and you get a dark, and I'm not putting them everywhere because you don't want it overly filled. If you have it overly filled, it looks a bit too busy. So I'm just dotting them about. And I'm just putting them here and there. So you can see, there we go, that's nice. So that's with the pale, and then I can go straight in on the dark because I want a few variegated colours. So let me, what did I do? Here's the dark. So I'm just going to get the dark out. So you can see you can do it if you wanted to do them in browns and oranges. You could make it an autumnal card. So I'm just going to put one like that. And then maybe one on the inside on here. One on the outside there. One on the inside there. And you can see it's quite a simple step to just do the two-step stamping on there. And I think that's probably about it on there. Don't want to do too much, so I'm going to just take that one off and put it on there so I can clean it afterwards. Now we want to put a few little flowers in. So let me just take these ones and move them out of the way for now. And I've got pink and I've got blue. I've got blue because I've got a blue base on my card, and I've got pink because I quite like pink. So I'm going to take, there's two different flowers on here. I might use them both, I might just use one. So let's start with this one. And I'm going to put that one on here. Ink it up. And we're going to have a little flower like that. Little flower like that. Take it round that way. And just working it round. I think that's probably about right. I don't want to have too many on there because, as I say, it then just looks cluttered. So you just want enough that it just brings the colour out. Now this one is going to be in the blue, so it's a slightly different flower, and I'm just going to do that one in the blue to bring that colour in. But you can see how beautiful it's starting to look. So let's just do this one, and I'm just going to have it there. Oh, I didn't put that one in very well, did I? Make sure I've got that straight. That's better. Put one in this way, like that. Just sort of dotting them about. So I think that's probably about right on there. I don't want too many. And then you can work out which way you want your card to be up, because it's square. You can have it wherever you want. So you could leave it just like that and then put, so let me just put it on here so you can see. You could put it just like that, and then you can put a sentiment or something in the centre with a happy birthday. Now I've got one more that I didn't use, which I think I'm going to just use a couple, which is the butterfly. So let me just do, and the butterfly is going to have to be a different colour. What colour should we have the butterfly? What colours will mix in with here? I think I'm going to have a slightly purple butterfly, because I want something that's a different colour and something that will tone in with the others. So let's do this one in here. Take those out. And we only want a couple of little butterflies, don't we? So where are we going to put this butterfly? I think I'm going to have it there, like that. And we'll have another one down in on the other side, just on the branches like that. So you've just got two little butterflies, and yes, they're inside the card, but that's fine. You could have them inside or outside, just as long as they're on the branch as you want it. Okay, so I can put that one on there as well, and as I say, I will clean them all off afterwards. Now we want to do the inside of the card, so we want to have a little scene in on here. So what we need is, we need a piece of just scrap paper. It can be copy paper, anything like that, and all you're going to do is you're just going to tear it. So just tear it across like that, and then that will give you your little sort of scene that we want to have in on here. Now I'm going to have to grab another one of the stamps. Says me, what have I done with them? I brought them all up so I could get one to go in the center. Bear with me 1 second. Now, I've obviously put them up here somewhere safe, haven't I? So safe I can't find them. Oh, here we are. I thought they were quite safe, so they're right in underneath. Now, I've got some other ones that I had, so I'm going to do some to make a little scene. Now, these would be quite nice. I'm going to use these ones. So this is the festive scene, but you can have it at sort of any time you want, really. So I want to have, let's have some, I want to take this here to start off with. Now, you need a sponge dauber and you need some colours. Now, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do it in green. So let me take a green out and we'll get the pale green, I think, that we were using. So let me take this one out, and I'm just going to take this from the top, about sort of halfway, grab a little bit of the green, and you only want to have, so I'm just going up to the top and just over just a little bit, because what you don't want is for there to be a great big huge line on here. You just want it quite subtly just along here, like that. And then when I take that off, you can see you've just got your little sort of hill part on there. Now I'm going to put I could do that one. I could do some, I've got one with little trees in actually, which might be quite nice. So I'm going to take the little trees out. Now you can do this with whatever stamp set you've got, but I quite like these ones because they're very small and they make for a really pretty little scene. So let's take, we want quite small little trees and we don't want great big huge trees. So I want that, and in fact I probably am only going to use one little tree. So let's put the tree on the block like that, and my tree's going to be in a brown and quite a pale, so I'm going to do it in the crumb cake at the back. So again, let me take it in on here, and we're just going to do a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, and then just build it up in on here a little bit. And I'm doing them sort of variegated, so we have different, there we go. Now we've got our trees in the background, which look quite pretty. So I'm going to put this on the different blocks so I know which ones are which. And then we can take this down in like this. So we've got our green. And what we're going to do is, if you wanted it snowy, you could just leave it and not do much colour. With this, I just want to have it running down. So I'm just going to do a little bit more on this, just coming up like that. So we just have our mountains and things coming through. Bring this down with our torn paper. And you can put things running down if you want to. I don't necessarily want to have anything too much on there. I'm literally just doing it so you can see your little sort of hills coming down. and I'm just doing it in one colour. I would probably do it in a couple of colours to just bring it down. And I think that's, just want that down at the bottom so it comes in beautifully like that. So those are our rolling hills. And then I just want to have a little creature at the bottom. I might have deer this time. I had bunnies, or I've done bunnies before, which I quite like, but these little deer are quite nice. So let me just come through with these, and I want the deer that's standing up like that. So let's have this one. He's going to go in like that, and we're going to have one that's eating, can go in like that. Okay, so let me just put these on here. I want the guy standing first, and as this one is going to be at the top, I'm going to have him in just slightly darker because that's the foreground. So if we're doing in the background, you'd want it paler, and the foreground you want it darker. So I'm going to do in a dark brown that I've got. So let's do it in this one and see. So let's have this little deer in like that. And then we'll have this little one that's feeding. Just in a little bit nearer like that. There we go. So we've then got our two little characters in on our scene like that. Now I'm going to, I know it's going in onto a mat, which is good, but I am going to just add a little bit of border in on here, and I use my Posca pens. I want the fat ones like this. So I have black, white, gold and silver, and I'm going to do it in gold because I like that as it just makes it a little bit prettier. So you just want a ruler in like this, and then I can just take that in on the edge like this, bring it around that way, and the gold just finishes it off. You can use any sort of pen actually. The Posca pens are just happen to be quite good, and I've got them. But you could use any form of ink pen that will just give you a little border around there, and it just brings it up sort of one step so you can see what it's like. Okay, so that comes down like that, which I think looks lovely. Let's take that off like that. So we then have, that's our card base, that's our mat, that's going to go in like that on there because we've got those little bits of blue coming through. Put it in like that, and you've got your lovely little scene card. So that's a one for my friend Sandy. Hope she enjoys it, hope you enjoy it as well, and look forward to seeing you next time. Please stay safe and well. Bye bye.